Today's video, we are doing Feyenoord as a rebuild, voted by the Patreon members. There was a couple of requests in for Feyenoord recently. They still beat Porto in the polls. Porto is never going to win, I promise you.
I keep thinking Porto was going to do it. They don't. So.
Exactly. Me too. So Patreon members, they wanted Feyenoord. You're getting Feyenoord. So obviously, I consider Feyenoord to be one of the three biggest in the Dutch.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The Dutch Eredivisie.
Yeah.
Probably the third best behind PSV and Ajax recently, but if history is anything...
go back in history. They were the first Dutch side to win a European
they won the Europa, or the European Cup as it was then, in 1970 there, and they've won a couple of Europa Leagues. Dad, who was the opposition when they won the Europa League?
1974 was Spurs. They lost Feyenoord won 4-2 on aggregate.
Yeah.
So, I wasn't too happy when I read that. And the second one they won in 2002 was Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah.
And that was...
your favourite German team.
Yeah. 3-2. They won that one. But the European Cup one, another English side. Well,
Celtic.
British side, Celtic.
Yeah.
I think it was one each after extra time. Well, they went to extra time and they finally won it then.
Yeah.
I think off the top of my head. So, they're good side.
Yeah, I think like most recent times, they've won, as you can see there, the league in 2017, but that was their first one in a while.
Yeah, definitely.
And before that, like a lot of them were the last century. So one of like the biggest Dutch teams, still there and thereabouts, but recent history hasn't been that too graceful for them. So I think we can do a good little rebuild with this. I never realised how much of a rebuild this actually needed in Feyenoord, because obviously 15 league titles, that's a lot.
They're a funny little team as well. They were founded in 1908.
Okay.
But they weren't called Feyenoord then. They were called, and I've got to read this because I've got to make sure I get it right, Wilhelmina.
Right, okay.
And they've had about four different names since then as well. They kept on changing the names of different things. And I think they call themselves SC Feyenoord for a while.
Yeah, sports club.
Yeah, I think that's what it stood for. But then in 1978, I think it is when they actually took their name
Feyenoord
Rotterdam.
Yeah,
and it was a split up between they had an amateur side of their team and the professional side, and they split up from that.
Yeah,
and the SC Feyenoord stayed with the amateur side, and the professional team took up the Feyenoord Rotterdam.
Yeah,
but they've had a few different names over the time, but the kit wise they started off with different colour kit, but they have played in red and white for a very long time.
Yeah, I think it's really weird how in the Netherlands, obviously the main colour of the Netherlands is orange, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why they're but all of the good teams play in red. Red and white. Like three of the three big ones all play in red and white, either stripes or like that, halved, and even like Twente, they won the league, played in red.
Yeah.
Utrecht, they started doing really well, played in red. Like it's like unless you play in red, you ain't get anywhere close to the top.
Somebody in Dutch, you could do that. You change your colours to red, and
change your colours to red. You'll be absolutely fine. You'll defeat Ajax, who's just been announced as Man United manager as we're talking.
Yeah, we just talked
Erik
about
Ten Hag. So there we go. Thoughts on that down in the comments. That shows how early we are recording this now. We're finally getting ahead.
Nice looking stadium as well, isn't
Quality stadium.
Yeah. They got a nickname for it. They call it, the Dutch name for it is, in English, means the tub.
Yeah.
But it's unusual to have a nickname for a stadium, really, isn't it? Something like that, really.
Yeah.
Lovely stadium.
Yeah. I actually like Feyenoord. I did a save of them a couple of years ago, but there isn't really a Dutch team that I dislike, to be fair.
No.
I quite like all three of the big teams in the Netherlands.
They've had some
there.
good players come through from Holland as well, and they really...
Good God, yeah. Robin van Persie's my favourite, who played for Feyenoord. League winner, Robin van Persie. Cruyff,
he played for them.
They've had quite a few. I mean, if you look at their legends, Dirk Kuyt.
What a player he was!
I hated him.
Yeah, because
absolutely hated him. Scored a hat trick.
I always used to think he looked like one of your mates.
Did he? Who?
Jason.
Really? I don't think you look anything like him.
Yeah, I did. I always thought you looked like Jason Hill.
I'll let him know that, and he'd be like, what? Right, let's take a look at finances then, because our finances aren't too great. Our overall balance says £10 million, but we've got a bit of debts and loans, and our transfer budget was pretty much non-existent. So what I decided to do was, instead of using the 61k transfer budget this season that we clearly didn't have, is not bother and keep it for next season.
Yeah.
I sorted out a couple of staff members instead that I think the club lacked, and then I sorted out the tactic, and we're going for this Feyenoord 4-2-3-1. It's very standard. We've got two wingers on the either side. We've got a poacher in the middle, a shadow striker, a roaming playmaker, which they've got Erkan Koku who's a Turkish young player who seems to be really good, a centre midfielder on attack. They've got a couple of good players there. Yeah, it's very standard 4-2-3-1. Very simple. just try and get the job done this season. Keep us in and around Ajax and PSV. Because it's going to be difficult this first year, but they've got a few really good players who are young and have a good potential on the game. So if we can keep hold of them for the next couple of years, we should be fine. Now, with this, and we have got a couple of players who are wanted, including our best centre-back, who's wanted by pretty much every big European club in the world, Marcos Senesi, very good Argentinian centre-back.
We don't want to lose him then, do we?
No. So playing this tactic then, we have started off, we've played so many games. We started off the Euro Cup 2 really early on in July. But we have gone all the way through. We've beaten Hibernian and we've beaten Santa Clara. So we are through and we're in the Europa Cup 2. But let's take a look at just leagues then, because we played Willem 2 to begin with, draw 0-0, not great.
No.
And then we drew against Go Ahead Eagles. They scored in the 91st minute. Ooh. Not great. FC Utrecht, though, we did defeat them 3-1 away from home. So that gives us a little bit of promise that what we're doing is right. And in the Euro Cup 2, Feyenoord, Maccabi Haifa, Jablanek, and Red Star. I would say Red Star is probably our biggest rivals there.
I'd be disappointed if we don't come second, no?
Yeah, well, I'd be disappointed if we don't come top. I think we should be coming top in that. But yeah, overall, I think our team is quite good. We do have a lot of really good players, but unfortunately, we have abused the loan market. We've even got Reece Nelson from Arsenal on loan, who can play on both flanks and be very good. My favourite player in this team, though, is Luis Sinisterra, quality Colombian winger that I think I might have picked up a couple of rebuilds in the past, and Justin Bijlo, the goalkeeper, is very good too. So I think this is going to be a good rebuild.
Yeah.
So let's simulate this first season. So the first season, we finished in second place.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, splitting the two.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I wanted to do.
10 points above PSV.
Yeah,
Definitely happy with that.
Only 5 behind Ajax. We have the same goal difference. We've just they won 2 games more than us. Yeah. Well, yeah, I would take that. Brian Linson scored 27 goals. He was the top scorer of the league as well. And Reece Nelson got himself 16 assists. So not bad at all. No. The 4 games we did lose, one of them was against Ajax and one of them was against PSV. AZ Alkmaar is another team that play in red and white. Almost stripes and have been quite good recently.
I mean, they come fourth.
Yeah.
You lost against the teams all around us there.
Yeah, of course.
Really?
And they're still going to have Erik ten Hag.
So that's brilliant, isn't
it? I love it. I went there. I've been there, obviously, when I went to Amsterdam. It's phenomenal.
Pictures,
one of my favourite stadiums I've ever visited. And the best meal I've ever had is from that stadium.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a place called Burger Bitch. It's a restaurant, and it's right underneath the stadium. And they had, like, chili fries, so chili con carne fries with, like, melted cheese. Ooh. And that was the starters.
Oh, lovely.
And then it had the biggest burger ever, and it was phenomenal.
Burgers,
yeah, we went there all 3 days. It was amazing. So, yeah.
They're away kick as well, that blue... Black
do you
stripe.
like that?
I do. One of the teams I played for, that was my favourite kit I've ever played.
Oh,
in.
really?
Yeah.
We had. I used the last season's one, haven't I? I've got with Gravenberg on the back. The lighter blue that they had. They always seem to have good kits. Ajax. And to be fair, Feyenoord. I've got a Feyenoord. I should be wearing it.
Yeah,
I should be wearing the Feyenoord kit.
Disappointed that you're not.
Other competitions then. In the Euro Cup 2, we were knocked out the second round by Napoli. Unfortunately, we defeated them 2-0 in the second leg, but they beat us 3-0 in the first leg.
That's a shame.
Yeah, that is annoying. Obviously, Napoli, one of the biggest clubs that are probably going to be in that competition. So Tottenham got knocked out there by Sturm Graz. You don't even like that competition, though.
No, I don't.
Because couldn't even qualify for it last time. Got knocked out because you didn't turn up because of COVID.
Yeah.
There we go.
You get knocked out. They just told us
to get you out. And the Dutch Cup, we lost to Utrecht in the semi-final. A big opportunity to win that cup as well, because PSV were the only team that went through after that. Ajax, nowhere to be seen. And that is because we knocked them out in the quarter-final 2-0. Gus Till, Brian, don't celebrate, we didn't even win it. We just knocked them out of the competition. Neither of us won, we're both losers. So not a bad first season, but my worry is that money-wise, we have only been given 2.43 million. Not a lot at all. We do have some big names coming in, though, which we'll take a look at the start of next season. And a lot of those loan signings we need to be replacing. So goals, Brian Linson scored 37 with only 39 starts. Tornstra scored 22, 14 for Luis Sinisterra, and Gus Till on loan, 13 goals, 14 assists. on to season number 2. So I mentioned some free transfers. One of them was Andrei Yarmolenko from West Ham. There's quite what I don't really do ever, to be honest, is sign players over 30.
Yeah.
It's just something I just don't really do.
No.
However, this pre-season, I found myself not having a lot of good options. So I took gambles on players like Andrei Yarmolenko, thinking for now, for a season or two, he's good enough. I mean, he's quality. He's got a lot of fantastic attributes, especially for this league. So a free transfer from West Ham, yeah, I think that's a good move for us, especially with obviously losing a lot of players. Camarasa is a player from Real Betis, 28 years of age. Again, he's not amazing, but he comes in as a very good squad player that we can use. Plays in a couple of different positions as well. Good enough, I think. And Jose Izquierdo, 30 years of age, plays on the left-hand side. We're losing another winger in Reece Nelson, who did get a lot of goals and assists last season. We didn't see it because of the loan thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we are here with him instead. 30 years of age. He's a good squad player. I don't know whether he'll start. That's the only thing. And then finally, this is definitely the best one. Dan Axel Zagadou, 23 years of age. He's a quality defender. 6'5", great jump and reach. Great bravery as well.
Yeah,
good head and ability. So great for set pieces. Left-footed too. So Senesi's, I think, is right-footed. So we got this guy to play on the left.
Ideal.
Played for Borussia Dortmund for the last couple of years. Free transfer, not bad at all bringing him in. But we have signed somebody for some money, or actually no, it's a loan deal. Kyle George, Brazilian, 20 years of age. Now, he is great. He's not amazing. He was better last year on last year's game, to be fair. They've nerfed him a little bit. But he is still good. A loan deal of 875k, and we do have an option to buy him as well. If we take a look at his contract, £7.25 million.
That's not bad, though.
If they give us 7.25,
Yeah,
that's the problem.
isn't it?
If they give us that money, then
Yeah.
we can actually sign him, which I think will be a great signing for us. For even if we sell him after a couple of years, get a bit of money back, he's a great signing to have. Tactically, then we're going for exactly the same, but the only position I want to secure is Yarmolenko. Usually, he would obviously play here on the wing, but he can do a good job in shadow striker role. We've got a good enough winger in Sinistera. Yarmolenko can play there, it's just not his favourite position, and I think the winger would require a lot more physical attributes, whereas Yarmolenko, with his age now, with a lot of decreasing attributes, this is a better role for him.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So I think we're just saving him a little bit from that. So I think that's a good option to have. But other than that, I don't think we need to change too much. And I think we've actually increased the quality of our team instead of what it was last season, despite us losing a lot of players on loan just from free transfers alone. So that's obviously quite good in that regard. Now, we have played in the Champions League playoff. We defeated Lyon after losing the first leg 2-1. Adelaide scored 2 goals against us there. We then beat them 3-0 when they come home, so that's good. 4-1 victory against Rangers. We lost the away leg, but we still won on aggregate. Now, about Rangers, we did a rebuild with them not so long ago.
Yeah.
Matt there is a Patreon member. I always say, don't I, if you're a Patreon member and you do take it on, let us know how you do. The first person ever who's come back and told us how he did. So let me read out what he actually did. So Matt there played all 5 seasons of the rebuild, and in 5 years he won all 5 league titles. As expected, we built a very good team there, but it does look like he signed some quality players.
Yeah.
I did tweet. He's been tweeting me about it, so if you do want to see it, it's on my Twitter. 1 Europa League win.
Oh, well done.
Fantastic win there. Only 1 Scottish Cup in the 5 years, but if he's doing well in other competitions, you can
But then
understand
he's done the
it.
double then, because he obviously won the league every year, so he's done the double, so well done.
3 Premier Sports Cups. Rangers are now ranked the 8th best team in the world. And he's just disappointed he missed that elusive treble that we challenged him with. And unbeaten season by 1 game.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's done very well.
Yeah, well done.
So thank you very much, Matt Ver, for contacting me and let me know how you've done on Patreon using the Rangers rebuild. Anybody else who gives any of these a try, then please let us know. Tweet me, Instagram me, everything like that, because it was very much back and forth. He let me know how he got on season by season, and it was quite entertaining to find out. Every time he tweeted me, I was getting quite excited to see whether he'd done the treble. But yeah, Patreon members, £5 tier. And then you get the save game file every single week. And of course, save game file from experiments and all the series that we do. You get access to that. Because a lot of people always go, share the tactic you use.
Yeah.
You get the tactic with it. So you get the tactic with it. And I'm not just going to be sharing every tactic.
We tried building the best team as well for you. So
absolutely. So Champions League, we're through that. Look at our group as well, because it's quite a difficult one. PSG, Man United, and Sporting, to be fair, are difficult.
Yeah.
They qualify from their Champions League.
I think we'll be lucky to get through that, won't we?
Yeah, I mean, Europa League I'll take. If you give me Europa League right now, I'll be taking
not a good side at the moment, are they?
No, but on the game they're good. We just got to hope. Come on, Eric. 1-1 draw against AZ Alkmaar. Then we had a 6-2 victory against Den Haag. Great victory there. And then a 3-0 victory against FC20. Steve McLaren's old team, of course, FC20. So not a bad start to the season. We're sat in third place there. But yeah, I'm excited for this season. But financially, we're looking good. They're just not giving us any of it, which is the problem. Right. Okay, let's simulate the second season. Second season, we're champions.
Get in.
Come on. That's great, isn't it?
Brilliant. Look at the two teams right behind us as well.
Yeah, right on our tails. Ajax, 79 points. We beat them by 1 victory.
Drew 4 and lost 4. That's all what happened to us.
Yeah, so not bad at all. And the 5 games that they lost, we did beat them when we beat them at home as well. So we went away and won 3-1 against them. Did we draw against them? We did. So we were unbeaten against Ajax. That won us the league. Those are the important games.
Who did we lose our 4 games against then?
So we lost to Heerenveen,
PSV,
PSV, and RKC, which is obviously 3 teams you don't expect to lose against.
No.
What I do find really interesting...
We played in Europe a couple of games before.
Yeah, that's true,
Sometimes that affects you, doesn't it?
Absolutely. One of the things I did find really interesting is our goals. Like, we didn't have any goal scorers, but what we did have was average rating, phenomenal, all 3 of the players. And then assist-wise, Kirku and Brian Linson up there as well. So we've done very well in regards to assisting.
You're going to be the best team in the league and score the most goals.
Man City.
Man City is a prime example, isn't it?
Man City, they don't have a top goal scorer that's
They didn't even playing with a striker, are they?
They haven't even got a goal scorer. No, they just keep winning games,
we think
obviously.
They will have next season.
Yeah, just give them the trophy now. Give them the trophy now.
It's going to be there next season, I reckon, yeah.
Okay, European competition then. We mentioned if we get through, it'll be a miracle. Well, we didn't. We went through the Europa League and we were knocked out in the second round. We did win a game, though. We beat Sporting. We drew 3 games against both PSG and Manchester United when they came to us.
But we've done the domestic double, though.
But we won the Dutch Cup.
Get in.
Domestic double. We beat FC20 in the final there. 2-0, a great victory. So yeah, we've done all right there. And even in like the semi-finals, we didn't come up against Ajax. They beat FC20 beat Ajax 3-2 in extra time. We beat Vitesse in the semi-finals. So Ajax not doing very well. Well, they're not very lucky in the cups at the minute, are they? So
it's a good season for us then.
Very good season. Domestic double, not too bad in Europe, like Europa League. Goals wise, then 23 from Kyle George. The youngster that we had on loan. 21 from Yarmolenko with 10 assists. That shadow striker role, but he is declining even more and more every single time. So
we need 2 new strikers, don't we? The other guys on loan. So
our best performing player though is Zagadou, who played 35 games, got 13 goals from centre back, and he's a 4.5-star rating. He has been quality for us.
So we scored a lot of set pieces, I would say, wouldn't you?
A lot of corners probably aimed at Zagadou's head because he's 6'5", massive jump and reach. So unbelievable stuff. Right, I think that's a quality season. We need to capitalise on that now. Have they give us a lot of money? 9 million. 9 million. That's not even one good player.
Well, we can buy the striker that we had on loan then, can we?
That's 7 million gone. So we haven't improved the club. We've got exactly the same team next season. Right, okay, let's go forward to the third season. So yeah, like we mentioned, we can't afford Kyle George. So I activated that clause of 7 point whatever it was million pounds to bring him into the club. He has increased and improved ever so slightly since we signed him on loan last season. Of course, he was our top scorer last season. So that's a good signing to start things off.
He's going to want to stay with us, and we won the league, won the cup.
And Brazilian strikers have always done well in the Eredivisie.
Yeah.
If you think about it, Romario was incredible, and then of course right after him was Ronaldo. He was incredible. They've always done very well in the Dutch Eredivisie, and right now, obviously for Ajax, they've got Anthony playing out on the right hand side, and he has been phenomenal for them this season. Praying he's in a Man United shirt next season. Who knows?
Yeah.
But there we go. So Brazilians in the Netherlands always do well. So welcome Kyle George, but he's not the only signing, despite us not having much money. We also got a free signing in Mitchell Dix, great name. Plays at left back. He's, like I mentioned, he's a free transfer because Bologna, he ran out of contract at Bologna. He still played 18 games in the Italian league, originally through the played a lot in Ajax, played in Norwich in the Sky Bet Championship for one season too. But we also sold a player, so if we skip forward there, we made £7.25 million. Brian Linson, the striker who scored all the goals in the first season, wanted to leave because we couldn't give him enough game time. We sold him for £6.5 million, and instead we signed this man, Syed Manish, from Fenerbahce. 22 years of age, whereas I think Brian Linson was 30.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know whether he's as good, maybe just slightly better, but he plays in more than one role, and of course he is going to be a backup.
Yeah.
Kyle George is going to be our main striker. This guy's going to be a backup. He's an Iranian player. Yeah, he's capped as well, 5 caps for Iran. Not bad for a squad player like you mentioned. So let's take a look then at the tactics. We are going to play exactly the same, and I'm going to play this man, who of course is Iranian as well, who was already at the club.
Yeah.
So there's a link there. He is going to play in the shallow striker role this season. Yarmolenko just went to pre-season. I'm guessing he either pissed it up or ate everything. Because physically he is nowhere near as good as what he was last season. He started to climb massively now. So I'm gambling on the fact that he will continue to decline. Yeah. So I'm going to play this guy in that shadow striker role, and that is going to be our only change for this season.
An interesting thing that I read as well, before we go on to this bit, they have an opening day at the beginning of every season.
Okay.
Obviously, they open the
what, the whole league does? Or just this club?
Feyenoord. And they open the ground up and all the fans can come to and they have all different events going on for kids and things like that. But one of the good things that they do, they welcome new players in.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
They bring him in on a helicopter and land him on the pitch. And they
Amazing.
introduce him. And then I mean, no good for Dennis Bergkamp if he ever played for it because he wouldn't fly, would he?
You have to get a taxi in.
Yeah. So, so they fly him in on a helicopter and they introduce them, all the new players, and that's the greet they got. Then all the rest of the players come out then and they meet and greet all the fans and that. But
that is quite good.
That's brilliant. I
think, because that only really happens with big signings like Spain, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, what... You're a normal football team. How can you get the fans really involved in you?
Yeah.
Have a big opening day like that. Let them come and meet the players.
Yeah.
Because, some of your fans, real loyal fans, they just love that, wouldn't they?
Oh, 100%.
And going to a stadium, because after that happens in the stadium, wouldn't it? Going into a stadium and seeing your new signing, all your hopes are based on this one player that's coming in now, and he flies in by helicopter.
And what a way to welcome that player, to make them feel wanted. And
definitely, yeah.
I don't know about this club, I don't know whether I'm going to play or not, or whether the fans will like me straight away.
Yeah.
Being introduced like that, you think you're going to be, right, I want to play for this now. I want to play for this team. Okay, let's take a look then. The Ajax, we played in the Super Cup. We beat them 3-0.
Get in.
Massive game. And then we beat them 1-0.
In the league, yeah.
Yeah, at Ajax as well. At Amsterdam. So, not a bad result. And then we hadn't even conceded a goal, because then we beat Heerenveen 4-0 in the Eredivisie as well. We actually only conceded 2 goals to Hoffenheim
looking at
the whole
pre-season.
pre-season.
We had 2 good friendlies against 2 Premiership sides there.
Yeah, very rarely conceded. I mean, we beat Liverpool 4-0. Which is pretty mental, isn't it? Champions League, of course, we qualify straight away. We've been given a very difficult group. Both Bayern Munich and Barcelona.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Europa League it is, isn't it?
Never mind. Europa League. And even Shakhtar's going to be difficult to overcome there. But what a start to the season. That's definitely kicked us in full gear to begin with. Our club info page suggests that we are still predicted to finish second behind Erik ten Hag's Ajax. But I'd like to think that we can overcome that, because I think tactically we've got it now. We just need to hope that Kyle George can do what he did last season.
Yeah. Bring
us the goals. Let's simulate this third season. Okay, we missed out by 3 points. They did to us what we did to them last season.
Drew too many games, that's our problem there.
Yeah, the 4 games that we lost was to Ajax, was to PSV, and the games that we drew wasn't to Ajax, because also we beat them at the start of the season.
Silly games all there.
But yeah, it cost us. Yeah. Even though Kyle George scored 28 goals this season, and we still had 2 players in the average rating and 2 players in the assist tally out of the top 3s, yeah, we still finished in second place. It's disappointing.
It's disappointing, but it's not bad though, is it? I mean, you take second place all the time, wouldn't you?
100%. When you know how good Ajax are, the team that they have, the manager that they have.
Yeah.
Competitions then. We finished in the semi-final. We were knocked out by Ajax in that competition. And I don't think things fared too well for us in the Champions League. Of course, we had a very difficult group, and we ended up finishing... Oh, we did finish in second place. We knocked Barcelona out. Yeah, wow, we knocked Barcelona out. So where did we get eliminated from then? It does look like we were knocked out in the first round knockout stage. Oh, we come up against Real Madrid. Oh. Bloody Real Madrid. And I bet as well that they managed to get Mbappe that seat. Yeah, they managed to get Mbappe. So we were knocked out by an Mbappe Real Madrid team.
Benzema's still there as well.
5-3 on aggregate.
What a striker he is at the moment.
Unbelievable. Yeah. So that's disappointing.
Going back to the trophies though, we did win the Johan Cruyff trophy.
That was the start of the season that we seen the Super Cup.
That's a nice trophy to win.
Very nice. The Dutch Cup I'm quite disappointed with. Ajax, did they go on and win it? They did after extra time. Good final that, PSV. Yeah. So they've got domestic double over us again then. So it makes it competitive though.
Yeah.
Does makes it competitive, means that we have to push on against them. Let's take a look at squad statistics. It's always difficult to say, isn't it? Kyle George got 37 goals in 42 games. Erkan Kirku got 15 and 21. Tornstra got 11 and 10. But the guy that we decided to play in shallow strike role was nowhere near as good as what Yarmolenko was. Only got 9 goals and 11 assists in 41 games, which is very disappointing. And I'm pretty sure that's as many games as what could be physically played, because that looks like the most that all of our players have played, other than Erkan Kirku there, 44 maybe. So that's quite annoying, really, that he might have cost us, because Yarmolenko did very well last season.
You say it's a disappointing season, though. We're going to look at it as we come second in the league. All right. But we knocked Barcelona out of the Champions League.
That's true, yeah.
Hey, come on.
Yeah, Champions League. It does wonders for us financially.
Yeah.
We've now got £38 million. We've almost like doubled our budget there, and we've kind of got rid of all of our net debt as well. Transfer-wise, they're still only giving us £11 million though.
It's slowly going up, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and we've got a few players leaving, including that guy that we have played in the shallow strike role, and Andrei Yarmolenko.
Hey, that's not surprising, is it?
No, they only signed a couple of deals. Right, okay, let's go forward to the fourth season then, because now all these players are leaving, like there's a lot of 30-year-olds in our team. It's kind of like a mini rebuild within this rebuild. Yeah. Before we take a look at the fourth season though, today's video is sponsored by Skillshare. Yes, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes that you can learn from every single day, with new premium classes being added every single week. They cover many different topics, so maybe if you'd like to start your own YouTube channel but you don't know how to edit a video, script a video, maybe even create your own thumbnails, Skillshare has you covered on all fronts. A top class that I would recommend is Marques Brownlee's YouTube Success. You get a look into the mind of a man who has been doing this for years and has millions of subscribers and perfected his craft on YouTube, whether it is looking at how he scripts videos, shoots videos, edits videos, and creates everything around it using his team that he has in production. This class is absolutely fantastic, and I've learned so much from this, and I think you would too if that is the desired route you'd like to go down. But remember, there's so many different topics. Whatever you'd like to learn, you can do so through Skillshare. Skillshare is also ad-free, so you won't be interrupted during your learning, so that's obviously a lot better. And with them sponsoring me, you also get access to my fantastic offer that they are giving for my community. The first 1,000 people to either use my link at the top of the description or use my brand new fancy code Omega Luke will get 1 month free of Skillshare. Think of all the classes that you can use and watch and learn from in that 1 month. You can perfect your craft or whatever you're trying to learn for free using my code, again, down the top of the description, or my new fancy code Omega Luke. Just signing up, you help support me as a content creator as well, and thank you very much for Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Make sure, guys, you do not miss out on that fantastic offer. Now, we signed a fair few amount of players on free transfers again. The first one is this Benfican winger, Jota, 25 years of age, plays on both wings. I think he's quality, doesn't have the best mental attributes, but I still think he's good enough as a squad player to do the job for us on the wings. You're going to like the next two signings though, because the first one, Harry Winks from Tottenham Hotspur on a free transfer. Tottenham don't want him out of him.
He just signed a new contract yesterday, so...
Yeah. Somebody actually messaged me about that, saying, what does your dad think about Harry Winks signing? I thought,
I like him as a squad player.
Yeah.
You know, he's not like one of the Spurs' best players and all that, but he's a good squad player.
Yeah.
I like him coming off the bench. He does mix up a little bit, so yeah, he's a good player. I like him.
Yeah, well, we've got him here for free, so not a bad signing. He played 32 games last season as well.
played 2 games, scored 1 goal already. So
exactly, and a
I
good
definitely
average
like him.
rating. But this one, Anthony Martial.
Another player I do like, actually.
Yeah, I don't mind Anthony Martial.
Yeah.
Not good enough even though to get into the Sevilla squad, which is quite scary. But I don't know whether it's like down to attitude work with Martial. He has the quality and ability.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
It just doesn't seem to show it as much.
3 games, 4 goals. So
3 games,
he's at the
4
ground running
goals.
as well.
Yeah, 7.7 average rating. He's got great attributes in this, but like I mentioned, he's got 14 teamwork, but like his work rate's quite low.
Yeah.
A lot of people say that he's quite underrated work rate wise. I think it's just one of those things. His demeanor is very like laid back, and I think sometimes he's so laid back he's horizontal.
Yeah.
And it shows in front of 75,000 fans.
That's the problem.
And that's the problem. But 28 years of age, he's still in his prime, and we've picked him up on a free transfer, and we're only paying him 60 grand a week really, and he was on 250 at Man United.
As much as you, mate.
I know. So I mean, he's dropped down quite a lot to be fair. He's not the only signings though. We've signed 2 players for £1.9 million here. One of them is a PSG striker with a good potential. He is going to be kind of our backup striker because we are going to change the tactic around ever so slightly.
Here we go.
If you've noticed, we haven't signed a shadow striker yet, but we have signed Anthony Martial. We've also got Stanisic from Bayern Munich, a good centre-back who they clearly didn't want. They were on the transfer list of £1.9 million. He's only been playing for their second team. Not bad at all. We did sell a player. That was Brian Linson. If we go forward, we didn't actually sell anybody, and that was the only signings that we made this summer. We're going to a 4-2-2. So we're going for an advanced forward and a poacher up front. But we'll keep him very much the same. We just move that shallow striker further forward.
Yeah.
Now that we've got 2 extra strikers, we might as well see if we can score more goals through. That means instead of having the shallow striker as like a link-up play, I think we're good enough defensively to prevent that and be a little bit more risky in our play.
Yeah.
And schedule-wise, you can see it has cost us a little bit, but we have qualified for Europa League. Unfortunately, we were knocked out by Porto on penalties in the Champions League. Yeah, so it's disappointing, but Europa League I think gives us a better opportunity to qualify and obviously win something.
Yeah, that's all right. We've got a good draw there, I think.
Yeah, Leicester, Fenerbahce and
side.
Zalina. Right, okay. So, and in the league then, we beat Heracles 5-2, Pek Zwolle 6-1, but we lost to Go Ahead Eagles 3-2, 95th minute.
That's a bad loss, that is.
Yeah, 95th minute. Anthony Martial did get himself 2 goals, but 95th minute winner for them.
It's all right. We're scoring goals, though. That's the main thing.
Yeah, that is the main thing. We're still predicted to finish in 2nd place from media description, and Ajax are looking very strong indeed. We actually played them in the Super Cup and lost 3-1. Dusan Tadic is still playing. Pinamonti is a new signing for them.
So we knocked out Celtic though in the first round.
Yeah, so if we take a look at Ajax, Ten Hag is still there. They still have all of their quality players. Are they spending money? It does look like they are. If we go for this £35 million they spent last season, it's just far and away a lot more than what we've got. But they are selling players like 40 million there.
Yeah.
Tagliafico, 40 million. That's a lot of money. Spending 18 million the season before that. So they're spending it on
I think
as well.
A lot of the Dutch sides do, don't they? With the top 3 Dutch sides, they do, don't they? They bring
Selling
players
clubs
through, and once they get really good, they sell them on.
Yeah.
And that's how they keep them going.
But it's very rare you don't see one of those players succeed elsewhere.
No.
At a big club.
Yeah.
I mean, Donny is one which is very controversial at Manchester United, just doesn't seem to be given the chance. Will he be given that chance under Erik ten Hag when he takes over at Manchester United? I'm really curious because he was amazing when he played there.
Yeah.
He was a Ballon d'Or nominee.
Yeah.
So
He's
the fact
a good player.
he's
He
got
just
to be a
needs
good
that chance,
player.
doesn't he?
Yeah, I remember playing against Spurs. He was quality.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind him going to Spurs, I must admit.
Yeah. Right, okay then. So that's not a bad start to the season. Europa League football is our destiny. Let's see if we can do something in that competition and simulate this next season. So we come back as champions.
That's better.
Easily as well. 8 points.
Yes.
I
Only
actually
lost
really
3
stepped
this
off there.
time. That's what done it.
Yeah, 3 games that was lost for Tesse, Groningen and Go Ahead Eagles, which was the start of the
We
season.
didn't lose against them 2 teams.
We didn't even draw against
So
Ajax.
we beat both of them
We
both
beat them
times.
both times, and PSV
Get in.
both times too.
And our goal difference is a lot better than the rest of the teams around us.
And that is because Anthony Martial scored 25 goals, Kyle George scored 21, and Anthony Martial also had 12 assists. So a very good season for Anthony Martial. A great free signing. Great free signing. Competitions then. How do we do? Well, we were the winners of the Europa League.
Get in.
And the Dutch Cup. It's a treble.
Oh, good. Nearly won the.
That was a Super Cup.
But we've
at
done
the
the
start
treble.
of the
We've
season.
done the treble.
We've done the treble. Let's take a look at the Dutch Cup first. We beat Ajax 6-1 in the final. 6-1. We absolutely annihilated them in the final. What a result that is. So Kyle George scored Sinistera, Zagadou, and then even a backup player that I don't think I even heard of. He scored 2 in the 92nd minute, and Tyro Malacia, one of our fullbacks, scored in the 77th minute. Davy Klaassen could only score in the 64th. By then, we had already blown them away 3-0. So we played very well, and they played very poor, as you can see. They did awful, and we played absolutely quality. The guy who scored 2 in centre midfield, I can't actually say I've heard of. He's 20 years of age. He's come through the youth academy, and we've played him in the final. He's become a hero. Yeah. I mean, that's how to write your name in the history books, isn't it? I mean,
especially against them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So now he is going to be a hero of Feyenoord, beating Ajax 6-1. In the final of the Dutch Cup. Yeah. Unbelievable stuff. So let's take a look then at our win of the Europa League, because it was actually after extra time against Athletic Bilbao. And yet we still scored 3 after extra time. So 2 of them were from Zagadou, so that's obviously from corners. He's just so deadly from them. And Jota scored in the 119th minute to put the cherry on top of the cake there, after they actually went 2-0 up. So we pulled it back.
A comeback, innit?
Yeah, took them to extra time and then dominated them in extra time. 23 shots on target. Well, 23 shots, 12 on target there. I'm guessing they just ran out of legs, maybe. Their 4-4-2 just wasn't good enough. There's a little fact, by the way. I don't know if you've seen this in Iñaki Williams. I don't know if you've seen this of this player.
No.
He has played every single game in real life for Bilbao in the league for the last 5 seasons.
Has he?
Hasn't missed a game.
That's
no
good,
suspensions, anything.
That is good, isn't it?
Very good record to have there. I'm curious now how long it's going to go.
I mean, the suspensions, you can understand, because if he's not a bringing...
Like a Gary Lineker, when he ever won the yellow card or something, wasn't it?
But to not get injured, that's the biggest surprise.
Really good, really good. Okay then, let's bring it back to Feyenoord. We have 41 goals from Anthony Martial, 18 assists, 38 from Kyle George.
That's why you know why you're successful, when you've got strikers like that.
Yeah.
That amount of goals.
Zagadou, our centre back, 17 as well. Yeah. The only thing I would say about this team is quite light in numbers.
Yeah.
We maybe need to add a few more additions to the club to make it, bolster it out a little bit. But I think as long as we can keep our core players, the league is definitely ours, and it's just what we do in the Champions League then. But okay, let's go forward to that 5th and final season. First name out the door was Erkan Kürkü. He went to Manchester United for £34.5 million during the season, last season. Yeah. They activated his release clause. That's probably the reason why we played the youngster in the cup final. Erkan Kürkü left us. However, we did get revenge though, because we then went and signed Donny van de Beek on a free.
I do.
From Manchester United. You take our centre midfielder, we'll take yours. And I think he's a better player than Erkan Kürkü as well. Obviously, he's come through Ajax's youth academy, and then he's signed for Manchester United, and then we've got him from that. But it's not like that. It's not unheard of that a player goes from Ajax to Feyenoord.
No.
Of course, we mentioned earlier
Johan Cruyff. Yeah, the season.
He actually moved from Ajax to Feyenoord.
And the season he'd done it, Feyenoord won the double.
Yeah.
So I bet the Ajax fans weren't very happy with that.
Oh, I mean, that is the Netherlands' best ever player.
I think it was their own fault, because I think there was something to do with the contract. He wasn't happy with the contract they were offering, so he decided to move.
Yeah.
So it's their own fault then, isn't it, really?
Do you say he's the Netherlands' best ever player?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, you, as a player and a manager.
Yeah. Unbelievable manager too,
Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and that is, I mean, the players that they've had as well. You look at like Ruud Gullit.
Yeah.
Some of the strikes they got. Van Basten, 3-time Ballon d'Or winner.
Ruud Gullit, I thought, absolute brilliant player.
Yeah, I mean, that team for AC Milan.
Striker Van Basten was.
When they had the 3 Dutch players, Rijkaard, Van Basten.
Dennis Bergkamp, when he come to this country, he
changed mentality, didn't he?
He just changed the whole league, I thought. Not just Arsenal, he changed the whole league of every team.
Yeah.
What a player he was. The way he done it, the way he went about everything, the way you listen to the Arsenal players talk about the Arsenal players that was around him talk about how Arsenal changed, and they'll all say it was to do with him, really.
Yeah, a lot of him and Arsene Wenger, of course, who implemented it. And then you had like strikers like Patrick Kluivert, who was amazing.
Yeah.
Ruud van Nistelrooy, Manchester United striker,
again,
amazing.
Yeah.
And then you've even got players like Wesley Sneijder, who I absolutely adored when he played for like Real Madrid and clubs like that. Donny van de Beek, though, he needs to do something in his career in real life. We're doing something for him right now. We've signed him for Feyenoord. He's 28 years of age. He's took a pay cut as well to rejuvenate his career, and we've given the number 10. That's what Man United need to do, I think. Henry Lawrence from Chelsea plays on both fullback roles. He can play in every single position other than goalkeeper up front. If we want to go on to.
When you play that many positions.
I know, right?
You know?
He's not a bad player as well.
No.
Good natural fitness and stamina. Like, not bad at all. Then we went and signed another Dutch player from Tottenham.
I like this player.
I like Bergwijn.
Yeah, he gives it everything, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Hell of a player to bring in the 90th minute because he scores 2 goals after the 90th minute.
Yeah. It's like, you're starting today. Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Can you not bring me on after the 89th?
Yeah.
But he obviously played for PSV previously, and then you signed him for £27 million. Didn't get any money back from him, though, because we signed him on a free transfer. Now, it wasn't the only deals that we did, because we actually made a signing from PSV with £20 million Cody Gakpo. Now, when I did my PSV live stream save, he was one of my favourite players. We renamed him Cody Gakpost because he always scored at the back post.
Did he?
Yeah, so we changed his name to Gakpost.
Good, I like that.
Nice little play on words, isn't it? So I'm hoping the same thing, Cody. If you can do exactly the same thing. It's a player that I've used so many times on live streams and never used him in a rebuild. So now it's time in this final season of this rebuild. And we ended up losing Kyle George. He moved to £20 million for Borussia Dortmund, who then, for some reason, has given him a release clause of only 48 million. However, then we're strikers short.
Yeah.
So who do we bring in? We went and got Donyell Malen, who has already played for both PSV and Ajax. So now he's got the Holy Trinity. Ooh. He's got the triple crown of playing for all 3 clubs before he's 26. Let me know down in the comments if that's ever happened. If any players has played for all 3.
It has, but I just can't remember who it was now.
It must have, because Rob Van Persie only played for 1.
I want to say Johan Cruyff done it.
Really?
I want to say it's him. I was reading about Johan Cruyff going to Feyenoord, and I'm sure I've read about it that he's played for all 3 Dutch teams and managed the Dutch national team.
That is some record.
So, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is.
Yeah. Well, Donyell Malen calls himself the modern-day Johan Cruyff. He doesn't. I just made it up. 26 years of age, so he is in his prime. Now, we sold to Borussia Dortmund for £20 million. We gave them an extra... They gave us the money. We gave them the money back with an extra 500k. And we're like, we'll have Donyell Malen. And they were like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So we signed him a couple of days after. He did play quite a lot last season. And considering he only started 17, he did score 12. But we've played him 2 and 2. Yeah, with an assist as well and a player of the match. I think he's a quality player. I really do like him on Football Manager because his pace and his off the ball, he just works really well in the match engine. So that is our transfer window, and I think it's one of our best ones this whole rebuild. We're sticking with the 4-2 or the 4-2-2 there. Patreon members, you're going to get access to both of these tactics because I've got them saved, as you can see that. Just haven't saved the name of it. But that is what we're going to run with in this final season. And how have we been doing? Well, we lost in the European Super Cup 1-0 to Real Madrid. Expected, I guess.
Unfortunate, but yeah.
But we beat Ajax in the Super Cup, the Dutch Super Cup, 5-2. We then beat them 6-0. 6-0.
11 goals in 2 games.
Yeah.
Get in.
Donny van der Beek scored 2 against them as well. Unbelievable. Sinistera, Cody Gakpost, Senesi and
our Champions League's going to be a bit interesting, isn't it? Between the 2 players that we just bought and sold.
Absolutely. If we take a look at our Champions League, Borussia Dortmund are in it. I mean, you can't write that, King. That always happens, isn't it? Always happens. Like, I guarantee next season, Mbappe moves to Real Madrid and they get PSG in their group. And I cannot wait for it. I cannot wait to get comments on this video next year going, you've done it again. You've predicted it. We predicted something, by the way. Somebody tagged me in a video the other day and it was a screenshot and we predicted what could be the Champions League final. And it was you who did it. You went, I think that the final this year will be Man City versus Liverpool. And by the looks of it, we could have that. So there we go.
That's
right.
Before all the draws.
That was before. That was when it's group stage stuff. Because it was a rebuild a long time ago. So that is our draw. We've also beaten Vitesse 4-0 as well in that final game where Donyell Malen and Anthony Martial both got a goal. Both got 2 goals there. So great start to this season. 5th and final season. Let's simulate it. And the final season, we retained the league with only one loss.
One game. Who did we lose against?
One loss. That one game that we lost was against AZ Alkmaar.
No.
A game that really we should be winning before the unbeaten season. What a points tally though. 93 points in 34 games. It's very hard to get that in 38 games. So the fact we got it in 4 games less is very impressive.
The goal difference as well nearly doubled any PSV.
98 goal difference. Jesus. Yeah, PSV finishing in second. Ajax finishing all the way down in third place. Goals wise, Donio Malin got 26. Martial got 25. That was a nice little contest that those two had. Sinistero an 8.21 average rating, and he played every single game.
Good.
Mental. Absolutely mental.
Yeah.
So what a season that we've had domestically in the league.
We must have done the double somewhere.
No. No. Second round exit in the Dutch Cup. We did, however, qualify through the Champions League, but we are eliminated by the finalists and winners, Liverpool.
Yeah.
We were knocked out.
How did we get on the group stage?
Yeah, this is where it went really bad. I'm going to show you something now, and you're going to be absolutely gutted. In the first leg against Liverpool, we beat them 4-1.
Oh, no.
And in the second leg, we lost 5-0. Oh. It's so heartbreaking.
They were 5-0 up by 60 minutes as well. Like,
yeah.
So, but to be 4-1 up.
It's still Jurgen Klopp. And they've only got better because they've got Virgil van Dijk, and then they've gone and signed Bayern Munich centre-back, Dayot Upamecano, who's amazing on this game. It is.
You're still going to take it, though, to get there, you know?
Yeah. Borussia Dortmund, we beat them 5-1 when we went away.
Well.
Donio Malin scored one.
Gets in.
Yep. And then we beat them 4-2 when they came to us. Donio Malin scored in the first minute.
Oh.
It's like, this is where I came,
Yeah.
and thanks for the goal.
Yeah.
Daniel Zagadou and Zagadu's an old Dortmund player too. We got him from there.
We got 2.
Free transfer we got from him, from them, and he scored in both legs.
Oh. both players scored in both games.
Both games. We lost to Galatasaray 3-2 there, which is disappointing because it does mean, I think, that in this group we finished second.
We spoke about Galatasaray. It's the most hardest place to go to.
God, yeah.
Welcome to hell.
Welcome to hell. We lost 3-2 when we went to hell. Donio Malin.
Yeah, but look where they scored their goals. Look,
94th and 90th. Yeah.
They were 2-1 up with in the last minute.
Unlucky. Very, very unlucky.
But then we still went through it, didn't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Goals-wise then, Donio Malin scored 33, Anthony Martial scored 30, Zagadou got 19, Cody Gakpo had a very good season as well with 14 assists. And 11 goals, probably all stood at the back post. So there we go. Even Donny van der Beek had a good season as well. 11 goals, 12 assists, a very high average rating. Dad, what is the target for Patreon members in 5 years? Because we've built a very good team here.
It is, yeah.
They're all kind of in their prime. They're around the 27 to 30 years of age.
Win the league again.
Yeah.
I think it's a definite. But get to the Champions League final. I'm not going to say win it because the teams in it are outstanding. The teams around us. But get to the final.
Yeah.
See if you can get to the final. See if you can do that.
I mean, we've already done the treble.
You've got to win the league or a cup each season, but try and get to the final of the the Champions League.
Not a bad task. Let's take a look because you've got £15 million should you take it over in the kitty with a decent enough wage budget. So you have got a little bit of money there. It's just whether you decide to sell some of these players. There are a few players there who are wanted by some big clubs. So if you can keep hold of them or replace them better with the money.
We've got a hell of a squad there already.
Then that's down to you. Patreon.com/Omega Loot Gaming on the £5 tier. Thank you very much to all the Patreon members. Thank you very much for checking out Skillshare, should you do. Link at the top of the description. Dad, thank you very much for joining us.
Welcome.
And we'll see you next Monday. Check out the Patreon poll to see what club is coming up next and have your say and influence in the poll. See you then. Bye-bye.